Yeah, hi, I'm here with Micheal Burton today at the Zeitgeist Festival. Micheal, can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing down here today?
Well, we just have got off the stage. We've talked a little bit from our organisation, Social Threefolding, and it's a pretty eclectic sort of a group. It's bringing a number of people together. Behind it all are some of the ideas of Rudolf Steiner and his threefold social order. But we're working towards a conference which we bring many different people, basically are working for good ideas in society and especially in the financial sphere.
How did you come into contact with the Rudolf Steiner movement?
It was a kind of an existential quest for me. At the age of 21, I was really looking for something. So I found that then, that's a long time ago now, and at the time I didn't know quite how much it would affect me. It really has given me a lot of different things in my life. I was an actor at that time. I went in to develop that further. The speech, it was a 4-year training, and I'm now working a style of using speech as healing, as a therapy. And now I can see in the threefold social order there has to be a kind of a healing of society as well.
So would you say that for you personally, Rudolf Steiner has been one of your greatest influences and inspirations, or are there other
Definitely others, but I would say he's probably the most, because he seems to have given to every area. You know, there were a group of farmers came to him and said, you know, can you help us? And he was in a position that he could help them, and a group of teachers did the same thing, and actors as well. Right in the last year of his life, he gave a big series of lectures to actors, and people have taken a hold of that, and that's what they work out of, you know. And I found it just very, very fruitful in all the different things in my life that I've been working with.
Yeah, well, I know he had a lot to do in the health, you know, architecture and health as well. I know in terms of homeopathy and whatnot, he did a lot with the energetics of, you know, plant and soils and whatnot. So that was always an interest to me. That's for next decade.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about your movement. It's an Australian movement, or is it an international movement?
Well, it's funny calling it a movement, because we're only 6 people that are meeting together at the moment, because we're in touch with a lot of other people, and we've brought out international speakers for this conference, and one of those is to do with social threefolding. Terry Boardman, he comes from England, and he's going to really give some of those ideas, but the other people who come from a different area, but very much overlapping. Margaret Kennedy, who is working with complementary currencies, and Ian Crane, who I don't know a lot about really, but he has some very provocative and strong things to say about the direction society is going now, and what he calls financial terrorism. And we think he will add quite a bit of spice to the conference as well.
Well, on a personal level, what do you think is, you know, because it's easy to be sort of disillusioned and disenfranchised in today's world, what do you find personally for you is the easiest thing to stay positive and to keep energised in regards to your message and where you're trying to go?
I think staying positive has to be renewed every day. You can never have something that works for all time. You've got to somehow renew it, and different challenges come up. The vision that Steiner gave, it was 100 years ago. It has to be completely taken up anew now, but he did give a basis from which my own personal creativity can come, I feel. So I always owe a lot to that, and then I just have to be open to what is coming, and to see that even in the bad things that are happening in the world, there is always something like a blessing behind them, you know? I really do feel that, and I really do have an optimistic sense that I think I see some very difficult times ahead. We've got to change the way society is going very fundamentally, but I really do see that something good will come out of this.
Do you think that message is becoming easier to get across, or do you find, I mean, personally for myself, I've found in the last 10, 15 years it's been quite disappointing. I think people have become more disconnected from themselves as human beings, themselves as inhabitants of the planet, and politics and civilization. You know, the general public there's becoming a widening gulf there. So do you feel optimistic in regards to getting that message across, or do you feel that, new social media things, that people talk about it connecting the world, but I look at it more as disconnecting the world in many ways?
I think anyone to bring about some sort of inner change, they have to step out of something. We're definitely being pushed in a particular direction, and if you go with that flow, you'll kind of do what everyone else does. Those forces are very strong. They're stronger and stronger. There's a lot of psychology, a lot of research has gone into making people, that way. But I do see people stepping out of that, and I have this kind of conversation. It seems to come up more than it did. I think people are realizing that, there's something wrong. Everyone has different ideas about how to fix it, but most people see that there really is something wrong at the moment.
All right, great. Well, thanks for your time, and hopefully we'll hear and see more of you over the next few years.